Hey everyone, this is Corey with Casual EDC, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Banter, bringing you guys another voiceover here, just because this one was filmed a little while ago, and I decided to run this one with mostly B-roll, so not my normal style, but let's get into it. Banter, designed by Ben Peterson, formerly of Blade HQ. Nice little knife, see the size comparison here. It's a smaller knife, S35VN G10 scales. It's a liner lock and it's made by Knives. This was really well done by both Ben in his design and by Knives in the execution. Nice deep carry clip. The Banter name on there, and you can see in this video very smooth action. You're looking at bearings on this, and it is a relatively light blade, but it's really easy to flick out. The detent wasn't too light or too strong, so you're able to use your thumb, your middle finger, and I can flick it with the blade as well. So that's pretty nice. Gives you some different deployment methods, however you might prefer to do it. And it operates just nice and smoothly. There was no complaints at all about the action on this guy. Very nice, very smooth. Bringing it outside to do some cutting, just another little overview video for you here. Did a lot of cardboard cutting with this guy over the week that I had it. I didn't do anything to maintain the edge, so I just kind of let it go down as I worked on it throughout the week, and it held up pretty well. You're going to see some footage here of some cardboard cutting. The blade is pretty short on this. It's just under 3 inches, so you'll see me pull off a couple pieces of the cardboard here that I didn't quite cut all the way through. That's just because that blade kind of runs out of the cardboard, which is maybe my only complaint, but it's also definitely some user error there when it comes to that. So it's kind of hard to complain about when I could easily cut through it without falling off, as you can see. I also switched to my left hand here for some reason, just to kind of see how easy it was. And this knife worked well in my left hand, and I'm a right-hander, so nothing really to complain about ergonomics. Overall, it was really nice to cut with. It's got a nice thin edge and good grind on it, so it cuts really nicely. Surprising to nobody, I guess. It's a small knife. You want it to be slicey, but you can see a little edge retention test here, just cutting some paper. Don't let this fool you. This notebook paper is really tough to get clean cuts on, even with very sharp knives. I've had knives that whittle hair that have struggled to cut cleanly for a long distance through this paper, so this is actually pretty good results you're seeing here. S35VN, if I didn't mention that already, so decent edge retention, a good blade steel, certainly not anything to write home about, but good everyday carry steel. This is just a macro view of the edge of the blade. This is either 15 or 20 times zoom. You might see some very small imperfections in the edge, and when I flip the knife over, you'll see one small roll near the tip. These things happen as you cut, and that's kind of how your edge apex wears down. You get little microchips and rolls, and that's why your blade dulls out a little bit. So just a little chance to see what a week worth of cardboard cutting does to S35VN here. As far as I know, this is just the factory edge. And this guy was loaned to me by 814 EDC, Alex, from across the state in Pittsburgh area. So thank you to Alex for this. Really appreciate that. But coming up here, you'll be able to see that little roll I mentioned right in the center of the screen now. But it held its edge really well, and honestly, it cut super nicely. And if you haven't had a chance to check one of these out, if you get the opportunity, don't pass it up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.